Brooke Shabbat Yom, brothers and sisters, Hebrews in Jamaica, the Caribbean, the West, to the four corners of the earth, scattered greetings. This Shabbat lesson, we're going to title it, The Beast and Its System, brothers and sisters. The Beast and Its System of things. Right, brothers and sisters? So we're going to start off with scriptures. Take a look at your screen, brothers and sisters. We're going to take it from Revelation 13, 11 to 18, right? 1611 KJV. By the way, brothers and sisters, the 1611 KJV, right, with the Apocrypha involved in it, is a very good study Bible to study precepts, right? So you should get that and the C4 Bible, right? So Revelation 13, 11 to 18, right? And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. You see, the key word here is worship. You see, brothers and sisters, the mark of the beast is all about worship. Yes, I mean, and the mark of the people of the Most High is about worship. You see, brothers and sisters. So, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Right? So the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Right? Okay, brothers and sisters. Right? Revelation 13, 11 to 18, brothers and sisters. Right? And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns, so like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Right? And he exercised all the powers of the first beast before him, right? And caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. You see, brothers and sisters. So, brothers and sisters, so the deadly wound that Revelation 12 or Revelation 13 verse 12 is speaking about, that was healed, was the Roman papacy, the Roman authority which rule the earth today. From the papal, right? And when the scripture talk about horns, they talk about power, right? BCC represent three kingdoms, right? Babylon, Medo Persia, and Greece, and it's an outgrowth of the Roman Empire. The power and authority comes from Hashatan himself, allowed by Yahuwah, right? Hashatan acts as the father, the Antichrist as the son, and the false prophet as the spirit, right? So Hashatan is his own false trinity, basically. You see, brothers and sisters, Hashatan is his own false trinity, right? Another note too, also, brothers and sisters, the seas in the Bible represents the Gentile nation of the world, right? And the little horn that the Bible also speak about is the Roman Papal, because the smallest country in the world is the Vatican City. Would you believe that? And that little country, smallest country in the world, govern and control the whole entire earth, beast system, right? Okay, verse 13 of Revelation, right? And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of man, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword, and did live. Right? And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? So we had verse 15, right, brothers and sisters? We have verse 15. So the image of the beast, right, what is the image of the beast, brothers and sisters? The image of the beast represents religious culture and economic power within society, which compel people to give their allegiance to the state of government or government power. That's the image of the beast. Right, brothers and sisters, that's the image of the beast. So we just described the image of the beast, right? So we're going to look into Jeremiah. So take a look at the screen. Okay, brothers and sisters, Jeremiah, right? Chapter 10, colon 3 to 4, right? For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen, with the axe. They decked it with silver, with gold. They fastened it with nails, with hammers, that it move not, brothers and sisters. Right? And I just outlined to you the image of the beast and what it represents, right? And if you take a look at the screen, you will see this image of the Christmas tree. And what that entails the image. You see, brothers and sisters, because you see the image of the beast represents again religion, culture involves in ritual practices, and pagan holidays and feast days, right? Economic power, deal again money, materialistic holidays, the holidays, the pagan Babylonian ways and rituals within society, which compel people to give their allegiance to the state of government power. Also, brothers and sisters, right, we're going back to Revelation 13 and 15, where it says that they worship the image of the beast and they should be killed, right? And the power that gives life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. So my interpretation of that would be like, that's how the computerized system comes in form of the AI, artificial intelligence, and how they will use that technology, along with the Blue Book Project or whatever, brothers and sisters, to deceive people. That causing like, objects to speak deceptively. You see, that cause all manner of people to believe those things and fall for deception of Shaitan. You see, brothers and sisters. Right? So, 16. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right? That no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that had understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So the image is of a man. You understand? Man created a system, brothers and sisters, that give you all these things that we see today. You see, brothers and sisters. And this system is coming from the Roman Greco Empire system, brothers and sisters. The beast that was wounded but wasn't fully destroyed. So the Roman system, Roman papacy, which is the Antichrist system, has to be in place when the Mashiach come to finally destroy them. You understand? And the Antichrist will come and sit in the temple. So the mark of the beast, brothers and sisters, the meaning is those who reject Elohim's memorial of creationship, the Bible Shabbat, choosing to worship and honor Sunday in the full knowledge that it's not Elohim's day of worship. You understand? So the beast system, we are already in the beast system. You understand? The scripture said the Antichrist is already in the world. It's talking about the system of things. You understand? But it's going to come to a point where it's going to be one ruler and one governmentship. But they're going towards that right now. Just like in the old days, they got one ruler, Nimrod, Nebuchadnezzar, ruling the whole world. Those are examples. That was a precursor to the one world rulership, one world order, one world government system of things. That's how the Antichrist is going to come in and fulfill and manifest himself. And it shall come out of the fake Jewish system, the Israeli Jewish system. They are not ethnic Israel, but it's going to come out of it because the third temple has to be built to fulfill that, which the Antichrist shall sit in the temple, proclaim himself to be the Most High. You understand? Because they know that the Most High Yahushua is going to return and rule from Jerusalem. The southern kingdom, though, you see, nevertheless, is Jerusalem. You see, brothers and sisters, because it's two Jerusalems. Right? So, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that had understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, brothers and sisters. Right? So, John sees a beast rising out of the sea, summoned by the dragon on the seashore. The sea was a place of chaos, danger, and evil for the Hebrews. Right? The vision drawn on Daniel 7:3, where Daniel sees 4 great beasts out of the sea. Right? The vision draws on Daniel 7:3, where Daniel sees 4 great beasts out of the sea. Right? The beast in Daniel represents great empires, and great empires, almost certainly Rome, is in John's mind as well. The kingdom rising out of the sea is not humane, civil, or supportive of its citizens. Instead, it is like a ravaging and furious beast preying on its citizens. The beast described here is probably the 4th beast seen by Daniel in Daniel 7:7, 19, 23. The beast in Revelation has extraordinary power, for it has 10 horns with 10 diadems. Right? So diadem is like a head cover, like a headband, like a crown. You see, brothers and sisters, right? Having 10 diadems. So 10 diadems represent 10 countries, 10 powers. 10 toes. The iron toes, brothers and sisters. The beast in Revelation has extraordinary power, for it has 10 horns with 10 diadems. So 10 horns are 10 powers, and they are diverse kingdoms. You see, brothers and sisters. Revelation 17:12 or Daniel 7:20-24. Symbols of rule and authority, and its horn. It has 7 heads, also signifying its authority and power. The dragon had 7 heads and 10 horns, and he clearly has given his authority to the beast. Right? The beast with his horn and diadem parodies the Christ. Just as the dragon does. The 7 heads bear blasphemous names, which are perhaps Roman claims to deities, such as Adonai, son of Elohim, and Savior. And it makes sense, brothers and sisters, right? Because what does the papal represent, or Francis represent? They claim a self-claimed title, Vicar of Christ, right? Instead of Christ, or represent Christ. And we know that these wicked people, right? These $2 bill Jewish people, brothers and sisters, these fake Jewish people, right? And these Catholics, Francis, does not represent Christ on earth. As a matter of fact, they are the Antichrist representation of this world. You understand? They help form the religion called Islam, but that's another story. You see, brothers and sisters, right? This revealing again the divine pretensions of the beast. The beast is not confined to the Roman Empire. It refers to Rome, but applies also to every manifestation of evil in all governments throughout history, and also to the final conflict to come at the end. The beast coming out of the sea is like a leopard, with feet like bears and mouth like a lion's. In Daniel's vision of the four beasts, the first Babylon was like a lion with eagle's wings. The second Medo-Persia was like a bear, and the third, probably Greece, was like a leopard. Daniel 7:6. John see these beasts consummated in Daniel 4 beast, which is the beast he described here, probably Rome. Daniel 7:7, 19 and 23. This beast is not autonomous but derives its totalitarian rule from the dragon, and thus its governing authority is demonic. The dragon represents Hashatan. You see 2 Thessalonians 2:8-9. One of the heads of the beast had a mortal wound from which it recovered. Many understand this to refer to an individual, which is certainly possible. So one of the heads of the beast had a mortal wound from which it recovered. Many understood or understand this to refer to an individual, which is certainly possible after Nero's death in AD 68. A tradition arose that he would return perhaps from Persia and rule again, and John might have had that tradition in mind. But if John wrote in the 90s, his most plausible date, it is quite unlikely this tradition would be in mind, since Nero was long gone. It is more probable then that the reference is to the empire as a whole. The deadly wound signifies the apparent demise of tyrannical rule. Rome's dominion looks as if it has been dethroned and removed forever, and yet the empire is not destroyed. Just when it seems that its tyranny has ended, its power is resumed. The so-called death blow is ineffective. In response, the world is astonished with the beast and gives its allegiance to him. For the revival of the demonic empire is a kind of resurrection, and so once again the beast prodigies the Christ. Worship of the beast, brothers and sisters. The staying power of the beast and its empire leads to worship of the dragon and the beast. The dragon is worshipped for giving authority to the beast. The beast is worshipped because of his so-called resurrection. He is considered incomparable and omnipotent like Elohim. Exodus 15, Psalms 89:7. People worship the beast, believing he cannot be resisted or overcome. As has often been observed in history, people support a winner. Twice in this verse we are told what was given to the beast: a mouth to utter proud blasphemous words and authority for 42 months. The clause "it was given," Edothi, appears 4 other times in this chapter. In the comment on I defend the notion that Elohim is implied subject to this passive construction, although the dragon actively gives Idiokin his authority to the beast, Elohim reigns and rules over what the beast carries out. Right? Because Satan can do nothing without the express authority of the Most High to bring about his will upon the wicked and the earth, brothers and sisters. Right? Allowing or permitting the beast to exercise his authority, given though Elohim ordains what the beast does. He does not have the same motivation or intent as Hashatan. Elohim's judgment is his strange work. Right? Isaiah 28:21. And he calls on the wicked to repent and live. Ezekiel 18:23-32. While Hashatan rejoices when people are destroyed, the sacred things belong to the Adonai. Deuteronomy 29:29. and hence we cannot fully chart or explicate the logical relationship between divine sovereignty and human responsibility. Right? The beast's opposition to Elohim. The beast is full of himself, uttering haughty and blasphemous words against Elohim, just as Antiochus Epiphanes did in his day. Right? Functioning as a type of the coming beast. Daniel 7:8, 20:11, 36. Such activity fits also with the man of lawlessness who exalts himself as divine. 2 Thessalonians 2:3-4. The beast is allowed to exercise his authority for 42 months. Some understand this to be a literal 3.5 years before Yahusha returns, but John is more likely describing the entire period between Yahusha's first and second coming. Right? Revelation 2. John wrote not of days far removed from his readers, but of the impact of the Roman Empire on them. All totalitarian governments arrogating to themselves divine authority reveal that they too are the beast. John focused on the beast's opposition to Elohim, drawing especially on Daniel. As in verse 5, the beast's self-exaltation expresses itself in his speech, which blasphemes Elohim and his name. He follows the pattern of Antiochus Epiphanes, of whom Daniel 7:25 says he shall speak words against the Most High. The prophecy of Daniel 11:36 is also fulfilled. He shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every Elohim, and shall speak astonishing things against the Elohim of Elohims. The beast also reveals Elohim is dwelling. The beast also reveals Elohim's dwelling. Those who dwell in heaven. Revelation 12:12. This is likely a reference to the people of Elohim, showing that their true home is in heaven. The actions of the beast here are accord with Daniel 7:25, where the beast opposes Elohim, his people, the beast, harboring divine pretensions, hates anything and anyone devoted to the one true and living Elohim. You see, the actions of the beast here are according with Daniel 7:25, where the beast opposes Elohim and his people. The beast, harboring divine pretension, hates anything and anyone devoted to the one true and living Elohim. Right? Elohim reigns over the beast. Twice more we see what Elohim has given Edothi. So Edothi, that's Greek, means tense or aspect, right? An aspect is a particular or feature of something, right? So it would read as twice more we see what Elohim has given a particular, right, or aspect of the beast, right? A particular thing of the beast. That means give him an edict or thing to do, right? So the Idothi is a particular part given. That's what it means. Idothi mean aspect or tense. Aspect is a particular thing that's given to be done. You see, so twice more we see what Elohim has given a particular thing, a particular part to the beast. First, Elohim has allowed him to make war on the saints and conquer them. This does not mean the saints surrender their faith. It means Elohim allowed the beast to take their lives. Right? This too follows the pattern found in Daniel, where Daniel says about Antiochus Epiphanes. This horn made war with the saints and prevailed over them. Daniel 7:25. Elohim grants the desire of the beast for a period of time, so that the beast exercises authority over every tribe, tongue, people, and nation. We see here the reach of the imperial cult and the totalitarian nature of the beast's rule. The authority of the beast. The beast's authority and rules spark fear and admiration to those dwelling on earth, and they worship the beast. The verse reads as if everyone without expectation worship the beast, but the phrase all who dwell on earth is a technical term in Revelation for unbelievers. Such as understanding is confirmed by the next clause, for the earth dwellers are those with names not inscribed in the book of life. The book of life contains the names of those who will not perish in the lake of fire. Daniel 12:1, Philippians 4:3, Revelation 3:5, 17:8, 20:12, 15 21, 27, 22, and 19. Those who give their allegiance to the beast thereby demonstrate that they do not belong to the one true Elohim of Israel. Most English translations refer to those written before the foundation of the world in the book of life. John makes a similar point in Revelation 17:8, right, where he refers to the dwellers on earth whose name have not been written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. The word order in Revelation 13:8 could suggest alternatively that John refers to the lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Word order is not determinative, and given the parallels, John probably speaks of those who were inscribed in the book of life before history began. After all, the death of the Mashiach was predetermined before history began, but it is quite another thing to say he was actually slain before the world began. For the Lamb was slain in history, not before the world began. On the other hand, Elohim decided before history began who would be inscribed in the book of life. Ready yourself, Israel. Get ready to meet Elohim. Gentiles, prepare for war. And the meeting that you will meet the Mosiah Yahuwah and his host in Yahusha, stiff-necked, ethnic Israel, those who were taking a child to slavery, is not going to be a kumbaya meeting and greeting. It's going to be judgment, brothers and sisters. So I always reiterate to you guys, Israel are stiff-necked people, and that's a sad thing. That's going to be a destruction, is to come back to these laws, commandments, and statutes, brothers and sisters. And stop mixing your seed, brothers and sisters. That's unacceptable in the sight of the Most High. He sees that as an abomination, right? You're mixing yourself out of existence. And for what? You know what I mean? Come back to loving yourself. But more so love the Most High first in Yahusha, and then you'll be able to love yourself and know that you are royal people of the royal house of Israel. The only way you will find favor in the sight of the Most High, because the Most High said, if the righteous barely make it, how much so the sinners, brothers and sisters? Right? John reverts to the formula and in all 7 letters. Revelation 2:7, 11 and 17, 29, 3 and 6, 13 and 22. Those who have ears should open their ears and heed what is being said. People are told in advance about the authority of the beast and his precautions and slaying of believers. They are informed that unbelievers will give to the beast their worship and their adoration. Hence, believers must ready themselves. Some are destined for captivity, and to captivity they will go. Others are destined to be killed by the sword, and so it will be. Jeremiah 15:2, 43 and 11. Such events do not mean Elohim has abandoned or forgotten about them. The power of the beast does not suggest Elohim's sovereign rule over the world has been surrendered, for the beast exercises authority only by Elohim's will. Hence, believers are called upon to preserve and remain faithful in the Adonai. They must remain loyal despite the persecution and difficulties at hand. The next paragraph, 13, 11, 18, commence when John seeing another beast coming up from the earth. This other beast is elsewhere identified as the false prophet. right? So you see the three characteristics of Ha-Shatan, and I explained earlier, right? How Ha-Shatan acts as if, Ha-Shatan is, right, his own false trinity. Remember I told you about that earlier in the lesson, brothers and sisters. Ha-Shatan is his own false trinity. Ha-Shatan acts as the father, right? Because he's a father of lies. Fittingly, right, brothers and sisters? Right? So you understand the characteristic, right? He's the father because he's the father of lies. He's the Antichrist because he's against the Most High. And he's also a false prophet because he lies, brothers and sisters, like Balaam and Balak. Right? The lesson I did a couple weeks ago, brothers and sisters. See, it all makes sense, right? So the second beast then claims to speak for Elohim and thus represents religious authority contrary to Elohim's word and ways. If the first beast is Roman Empire, the second beast is probably the imperial priesthood. The deceitfulness of the second beast is apparent. He has two horns like a lamb, thus representing himself as being in accord with the lamb, the Roman Empire, the Roman papacy, the vicar of Christ. You see this parallel, brothers and sisters? But he actually speaks like the dragon, Ha-Shatan, blasphemous things, saying that he's vicar of Christ, he's Christ on earth, how he represents Christ. You know what I mean? Just now Francis ordained priest, you know what I mean, to bless homosexual and lesbians, have them in their church as priests and deacons, have women as priests and all throughout their subsidiary churches. You got women as priests, you got women as homosexual, lesbians upon the altar, you have men as homosexual and transvestite upon the altar, but they see nothing wrong with these wicked and abominable acts, brothers and sisters. You see, this is what the beast is to represent. The papacy. You see, brothers and sisters. So the second beast is probably imperial priesthood, which is the priesthood. The deceitfulness of the second beast is apparent. He has two horns like a lamb, thus representing himself as being in accord with the lamb, but he actually speaks like a dragon, revealing his message to be demonic. Yahushua himself warns that false prophets would come in sheep clothing, while in fact being ravenous wolves, Matthew 7:15. And that's happening right now in the so-called churches. I hate that term church, the body of the Mashiach, because the body of the Mashiach has members, you see. And Yashrael, who is at the tail, going to be the head of that member. So somebody got to be the hands, somebody got to be the feet, somebody got to be the toes. But we know that Yahshua is going to be the head and everybody's going to serve us. It's not going to be no equal footing in the kingdom. You see, brothers and sisters. The second beast is the third member of the unholy trinity, functioning like an unholy spirit. He exercises the authority of the first beast in his presence, compelling the inhabitants of the earth, all unbelievers, to worship the beast. Unbelievers are happy to comply, for the beast appears to have divine powers, recovering from a seemingly mortal wound. The beast, in other words, has his own vision of the resurrection. I repeat that, brothers and sisters. Right? Unbelievers are happy to comply, for the beast appears to have divine powers, recovering from a seemingly mortal wound. The beast, in other words, had its own version of the resurrection. Just when totalitarian rule appeared to be squelched, it rose from the ashes to reign again. The plausibility of the second beast is augmented by its miraculous power. In other words, false religion seems to be verified empirically, just as Elijah would bring fire down from heaven, 1 Kings 18:38. So false religion here is allegedly confirmed by signs and wonders. It's happening right now in this 21st century in the body of the Mashiach. Right? But the Mashiach has a way to clean his body. and return Yashrael back to his former state. But the purge of fire have to take place to weed out the rebellious ethnic Israel from among us Hebrews, who are keeping his laws, commandments, and statutes. Because many of our people are caught up in religion, their Islam, their Christianity, their this, their that. They identify with religion and denominations, brothers and sisters. That's the identity. They identify with paganistic ideology, thinking, and imagery, brothers and sisters. That's part of the beast also, the part of the image of the beast also, associated itself with religion and denomination, instead of your true identity, which are Hebrews of the royal house of Israel, of the 12 tribes. You see. The signs deceive the earth dwellers, unbelievers, comment on, convincing them that the beast is worthy of worship and praise. Hence, the inhabitants of the earth make an image of the beast. The Christmas trees, you know what I mean, the holidays, you know what I mean, their celebrities, their religious figures, the government officials. You understand? Those are the images. You see, brothers and sisters. You see. The signs deceive the earth dwellers, unbelievers, commented on, convincing them that the beast is worthy of worship and praise. Hence, the inhabitants of the earth make an image of the beast. Images were crafted for the sake of worship, and John reminds us again that the beast is worshipped. So, like I said, brothers and sisters, the image of the beast or the mark of the beast is about worship, your mind. That's why you gotta guard your mind, your heavens, and constantly put the Most High before you. And how you do that is by studying His word and keeping His commandment, rehearsing His words in the mind daily, praising Him daily. Yeah, be in the world but not of the world. It's all about worship. It's all about your soul. You see. The signs deceive the earth dwellers, unbelievers, comment on, convincing them that the beast is worthy of worship and praise. Hence, the inhabitants of the earth make an image of the beast. Images were crafted, like the Christmas trees, for the sake of worship. And like the face of worship again, like, you know what I mean, in the Catholic and Orthodox Church, they give the image of angels, saints, Mary, to worship. Image of the beast, brothers and sisters. You see, image of the beast, idol worship. Right, brothers and sisters? And John reminds us again that the beast is worshipped because it seems to be dead but sprung to life. Again, image does not mean a literal image of beasts is made, but is John's apocalyptic and symbolic way of saying the beast is worshipped. It's all about worship, adoration, giving your soul, your essence over to an image that is not of the Mashiach. Lived is used elsewhere of the resurrection of the Mashiach. Romans 14:9, Revelation 2:8, and the plural they came to life. Zizan refers elsewhere to the spiritual or physical resurrection of believers. Right? Unbelievers worship the beast because of its resurrection power, because the empire seems dead but keeps springing back to life. The beast then is parody and counterfeit of the Mashiach. We see again that the second beast functions like the Holy Spirit, just as the Spirit came to glorify Yahushua, John 16:14, and anoint him with power. Luke 4:18-21. So the second beast honors the empowers the first. Right? So the second beast honors and empowers the first. When John describes it granting life to the image of the beast, we should not emphasize an image literally coming to life. Instead, the point is the second beast empowering and supporting the first beast it is and in its endeavors. The speech of the first beast seems supernatural, inspired, authoritative, compelling. He speaks in oracles, parables. You know what I mean? But these is not a matter merely of persuasion. Corrosion is a staple of the second beast's ministry. And repeat that. Corrosion is a staple of the second beast's ministry. Let me repeat. Corrosion is a staple of the second beast's ministry. I mean, he's going to lie to you, deceive you, trick you into selling your soul, worshiping the beast, just like what's happening today in our so-called black community among stiff-necked so-called black people who are Israel. You love to hear lie, the ticking of ears of these soothsayers. And those who refuse to worship the first beast are put to death. Similarly, Pliny writes to Emperor Trajan, AD 98-117, about what to do with believers. He ought not punish them if they sacrifice to the gods. Right? But if they refuse, they are to be put to death. Such absolute allegiance was demanded also by Nebuchadnezzar. Spoke about him earlier. One world government. He represents also the one world government, the Antichrist system. Daniel 3:5-6. Those who bow before the beast reveal they do not belong to the one true Elohim. Revelation 14:9 to 11, 16, 2, 19, 20, and 20:4. You see, we must be willing to suffer, to give our all for Mashiach, to preserve until the end in order to obtain the final reward. Right? The mark of the beast. Right? The second beast also enforces the power of the first through economic discrimination. No one, no matter his social class or influence, will be able to buy or sell unless he has a mark upon the forehead or a hand to signify devotion to the beast. The number signifies the name of the beast. Many interpreters take this literally as if a literal mark will be imprinted in some fashion or on foreheads and hands, but the language is likely symbolic. In any case, the two beasts conspire to exclude believers from the marketplace. John closes this section with a statement that has fascinated and puzzled interpreters throughout history. He summons the readers to be wise so that they can calculate the number of the beast. We are told the number is the number of a man, 6666. Some manuscripts read 616, but the beast reading is 666. If the number refers to a particular individual, the best guess is Nero. If Nero Caesar is translated from Greek to Hebrew, the letters calculate 666, though it is doubtful the original audience would have understood this complex solution. Many wild speculation about the identity of the person have been promoted throughout history, and every guess has so far been wrong. The advantage of seeing a reference to Nero is that he fits the time period in which John wrote, at which time there was speculation and fear that Nero would return from Parthia after his death. Still, seeing a reference to Nero isn't easy or obvious, for some must translate from Greek to Hebrew to get the number 666, which seems like a stretch for the audience. Also, as noted earlier in Revelations, was written in the 90s. Fear of Nero's return would have lessened considerably by that time. Perhaps it is better to move in a different direction. The number 777 represents perfection, but John says 666 is the number of a man. The number 666 then represents what is anti-Elohim and anti-Mashiach, all that is in opposition to the one true Elohim. If 777 represents holiness and perfect goodness, then 666 signifies the enormity and totality of evil. Hence, John does not intend to point to any particular individual here. Rather, the kingdom of the beast is a human kingdom, an evil kingdom instead of a divine one. The nature of humanity apart from Elohim is demonic. The kingdom of the beast promises life and prosperity but brings death, misery, and devastation. Right? So, brothers and sisters, I hope you understand the beast and his system. I'm going to do a follow-up video on this too, brothers and sisters. It's going to be a part 2 to this, right? And I hope this message bless you and keep you. May Yahuwah's grace shine upon thee, Yahusha Mashiach's name, and bring you peace. On that notebook, Yahuwah Tisiva Hobruk, Yahusha Mashiach, Shina, Vishina, blessed love and shalom.